Hello, I'm RayneofKalamity and welcome back to my nearly 3-year hardcore world. And today we are going to be getting into some bits and bobs because it's been a while since I've played on this world. As of recently, this was a stream only world, but due to why is the sugarcane farm going? Who set that off? It's not supposed to do that automatically. Anyway, up until recently, I have not been able to really stream or record. And as of right now, I only have the ability to record. And because I haven't played on this world in like 2, maybe 3 months, I want to get back into it by doing some little bits and bobs because I have a lot of forgotten projects and I want to start cleaning them up. So with that being said, let's get into looking around the world a bit and re-familiarizing ourselves with it. Starting with probably the farms because, hello? Why were you running? You're not supposed to be running. The etho clock is supposed to be off. And also, there's no continuity. Everything I've built was designed with continuity in mind, so just ignore it for now. Okay, cool. Thanks. Bye. We'll pop over here. Can I make it? Can I make it? No! Well. This is a great time to explain that I've made this world completely walkable and with full interiors. Or with well... if we look at the bareness, with the possibility of full interiors, which is going to be part of today's video. There's several interiors I would like to do, like this one is supposed to be a shop. Actually, these windows don't look bad like that. That's supposed to be a shop. Hallways are bare bones and need some work. This needs a display. This needs an interior. The list goes on and on and on. So that's what we're doing today. I'm still confused about the sugarcane farm, so hold on. Also, I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm doing with Cartman, because if we're cleaning things up, one of those things is going to be the upper side of the train tracks. Means he can't stay. Unfortunately. I feel bad about it because he's literally been rocking and rolling for like 2 years. I think we set him free at my 1-year hardcore world celebration so we could watch the fireworks and, you know, loop them. So I think he's been rolling for like 2 years. Where'd he go? There he is. Look at the little guy. Look at him. Maybe we set him free somewhere else later on. But for now, I don't know what we're doing with him. But we have a bunch of interiors and little things we got to get into. And I want to look at the farms. So, sorry, I'm very distracted. It's been a while since I've been on this world. I'm very distracted. This is the sugarcane farm entrance. Are you? Oh, you are still on. Oh. Oh. You know what? Keep plugging along then. How much sugarcane do I got? How much do I got? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Oh. Okay. Alright. Cool. Cool. Oh, okay. I must have been filling shulkers when that. Okay. Cool. That's neat. I'm going to go through and check all the farms and see what we got to do farm-wise before we get to interiors. So, let's get to it. Okay, after going through most of the farms, I have a pretty good idea of where I want to start for interiors and things, because updating some of these farms, it's gonna be a whole video itself, because this needs to be updated, like massively. And if we come into here, this can all be redone with the... What's the one that turns things into blocks? The redstone thingy? It does it automatically. That guy. Yeah, that guy. Auto crafter. Hell yeah. I remembered. I can have this auto craft everything into wheat blocks and ship it down. But that's gonna require a lot more effort than I'm willing to put into it right now. This also needs an interior, which by doing auto crafter stuff might change how that goes. So a few of the areas we're going to work on is one, the sugarcane farm. This one is pretty much a done deal farm, but it does need an interior. There's a ladder here? Why? Oh, that ceiling. Okay, this definitely needs to be done. The other thing I want to do is I want to redo this area. These are my first attempt at some little birch trees, but I really, really hate them. I hate these so much. I want to take them down. But while we're working over here, we can also do the outside of this cafe. I've never done it. The inside is done, or relatively done. Yeah, I think it's done. That's pretty nice. That farm is turned off, so I didn't check it. Just because it's a lot of work to keep track of the bottles, and I have a lot of honey blocks and don't really need them. But I could do this area, do this grass area here, because I really want to redo this. Because it's supposed to be like a park, because a lot of my inspiration is supposed to be solarpunk inspired, or a city that has transitioned from cyberpunk to solarpunk. So they're forcing in green spaces. We can also come in here to explosive Larry's, I almost called it Eddie's, and do more of this shop interior, as well as back here there's like an apartment kind of lounge area I would like to do with this nice, what I hope will be a nice view eventually, but there might be buildings that block it. I don't know. But we can deal with that. That wall needs to be redone. And this little outside seating area could be done. So I feel like that's a good place to start, especially with the street view here. Maybe do a little street section here. Because up to here, we're not going to talk about this, is pretty much ready to go. So basically from this space, like the top stair here, down, give it a little bit more life, get a little bit more on the side of this building because it's very flat. I just realized I made a creeper face. I don't know if that was intentional, but you know what? Hell yeah, let's go. Do this cafe. Again, a little bit more street work here. This and this, because like we can see this. I think this was supposed to be a street light, or my indicator that's going to be a street light. And then we'll come downstairs. I thought there was a faster way down. And do... What's this? Hello? Why would I put Butcher Bills back here? This is explained to my chat on Twitch, but I always build a cow farm and call it Butcher Bills. I've built it on every world I've ever had. I don't have a Butcher Bills yet, but that's a future me problem. So, and then I guess we'll come down here and do sugarcane farm, and I feel like that's gonna be pretty good for a start to get us back in the groove. Hi, Cartman. And I feel like that'll button up this area a whole lot. There's so many things that I need to change. I don't know why this is here. I feel like this was done with importance and or complete lack of thought. I don't know where that lies. If somebody from my Twitch chat knows, let me know down in the comments below, so I can put it back after I rip it out, because that's what's happening. Yay! I wonder if this had to do with Well, there's nothing down there. So I was going to say maybe the building that lines up with this, but I was thinking more of this building, which is the bank building that doesn't have anything on top of it, but it does have an elevator to nowhere. Neat. All right, I'm going to get together some supplies, and I think we're going to get started in this. I might start with that, actually. Because I do like a cute cafe. This won't be that difficult to do, so I'll probably do this first. We got to get some stuff together. My Zoom goes to negative? Hello? I didn't know that. I was like, why didn't it actually zoom in? It was at -1. Anyway, supply gather. Yay, let's go. Okay, I mostly grabbed things from the storage room, and I did rob an older project that we'll have to get back to at a later date. But if you know anything about how I build, everything I grabbed is optional, and I'll probably have to go get a bunch of other things later. Because I notoriously do not plan for this world. I like the creative struggle. So yeah. Right. I grabbed a whole lot of stuff. I also grabbed a lot of copper because, one, it fits the orange aesthetic. And we have a lot of new blocks to play with, so I do want to play with those. But let's get into decorating this area. I'm very excited about getting things cleaned up here, so let's get to it. I may or may not have gotten carried away and also done Larry's along with the cafe, as you saw. So let's do a little tour. Out here, oh, hello. Out here on the balcony, we got some plants growing. We got a little barbecue with a little cabinet. Maybe one of them's a smoker. This looks a little hot. We come in, we have a nice hidden ladder here. Goes up to Larry's bedroom, which I fear he does not use a lot. Larry does not seem the kind to use it, as he takes his work home with him, given the fact he lives in the back of his shop. We do have a cute little kitchen. I forgot a rug, but looks like he's cooking some lunch up. I also forgot to put glass in the windows. It's fine. We got a lot of plants, because, like, I like plants. I wish we had more variety of plants. But come through here, we have a nice rug again. We have a nice little entrance into his space. Back here, we have more plants. I left a little space here open because I'd like to put a firefly bush underneath this and then move this block under here, because the new firefly bushes sound kind of electrical. So my thought is this is a power generator he has for his shop, because I fear he uses a lot of power to make his rockets and TNT and things like that. And I didn't put TNT in here because I don't like the thought of it might accidentally go off, because I don't need that negativity. Oh, we have a nice little bench out here. I fear he might sleep out here more than in his own bed. I just have backstock gunpowder over here. We have an open window so the fumes don't get to him. We got some rockets, maybe some TNT or dynamite sticks being put together. I figured this is like probably a compressor. He compresses them together. Maybe this is... I have a lot of these, so I'm trying to figure out how to use them. Maybe this has like some of the tools or gunpowder he needs inside. Obviously, this is where I pick up gunpowder from. Holy crap, this works real fast. Register so we can ring people up. A lot of extra stuff so I can store again. Gunpowder, we have rockets, we have more rockets, more plants, and a nice fancy rug. I want to get leaf litter, and if they go on the outside of the brown, I want to put them on the brown to make like another extra edge of this. And then we walk out here, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. I opened this up So we have another entrance instead of having to go all the way around. It does make sense to just walk in and then walk into the cafe. We have a lot of places to sit. I was going to put stuff on the tables. I attempted at one point maybe like a laptop, like somebody was out here working. But it doesn't really work that well if they're single wides. And I don't know. It looked too bulky. It didn't look right. It wasn't scaled right. So we got some chairs. We got some more greenery out here. Some nice plants growing. I think I forgot to... Oh, no, I did. I thought I forgot to string these, but I didn't. And then we come out here. I kind of started out here, although this is going to have to change. I don't really like this path. Because this is B Central or B Park or something. I don't know. Leave comments down below on what I should name this area. But this is all my bee stuff. Honey bottles, honeycomb, obviously, and then this is a bee sanctuary / flower shop. So if I ever need, I think he's stuck. Oh no, he's not. If I ever need to breed up some bees, I can just go in here. I just usually break out these blocks and go in. We got some flowers. I think I don't have the supplies to breed any bees up, but that's okay. So this is like bee central. I don't really know what else to call it. I left some of these out to oxidize. I'm waiting for a lot of these to oxidize, and then we'll go through and figure out if I want them to stay orange or not. I think out here, I like the mix. And then in here, where Larry's got a lot of them, I do really like the orange. It kind of fits the vibe. So that's not bad either. However, with that being done, we now must turn our attention to the park. And I forgot a tree. Fuck. But I don't really know what I want to do here because it's quite a small park. And I know I don't... What? Where the hell? What? Where is my stair? Hello? I'm very confused by that. But I was gonna say I don't want to put any buildings in this space because I do like having the, if I can do it, the ability to fly through here. So I do like that. This building is obviously gonna get raised up, so we'll have a nice block here, and then this will be open. So I'm not certain what to do here. So while I let some ideas stew, we're gonna go work on something else, which is this. Wait, let me do gamma so you can see. This is my nether, or part of it. Just over there is the portal I come through. This is my gold farm and piglin bartering farm. Directly that way, probably one perimeter away, is in fact my wither farm, which is not finished, but that's a different project and we're not touching it today. What we are doing is, I think in every video, I want to slowly take chunks out. So do a chunk or two a video or more, depends on how I'm feeling. I'm not touching this project specifically for a while. I gotta do some thinking on it. And I did promise my Twitch chat I wouldn't finish it without them. So for now, we're gonna get into digging as much of this as I can stand. Probably just this section here, because then we get to lava and I have to lava drain before I can dig. It's a whole thing. Actually, I remember digging. Anyway, let's get to digging. And while I dig this out, I'm gonna ask you to subscribe, as it's kind of nice. It does really help out, but also I am on my push to my first 1,000 subscribers, so it would really help out in that way. But also, it's also kind of motivating to know that people like this. But even if you don't, I'm still gonna do it because I'm crazy and I like it, and this is what I do. So thanks for watching to this far, at least. Okay, didn't quite make it from bedrock to bedrock, and that's mostly because lava. This whole lava pool right here goes underneath this chunk and into this chunk, and I'm going to assume probably over here. Then obviously this is a big lava lake right here that I kept hitting right there. I don't know how deep this lava lake is, but given the fact that this one goes all the way to bedrock and is underneath, mining or draining lava while there's blocks around it is really annoying. So I think I did pretty good. Next time we'll work on these. I'll probably drain some of this out in the next couple because there's no blocks obstructing it. It's pretty easy to drain. It's just tedious. But yeah. Again, thanks for watching it this far in the video. Let's head on back to the overworld. Alright, back in the overworld. And I kind of have an idea of what I want to do here. Maybe like a tree kind of hanging over the edge. Again, I don't want to... That's a big fish. I don't want to block this area. I do also kind of want to work on this and hide these, but that'll probably be a part of the sugarcane, like the top of the sugarcane farm, like this park area when we do it. But I think I'm gonna grab my shulker monster and move down here because this interior seems a little less intimidating. I think I can do a little bit more with this. I also want to see something. If I pop over here, this needs to be redone as well, but that's a different project. Now you still, can you still see through? Not as bad. With sodium before, you could clearly see through past the honey blocks behind the glass. I'm glad they fixed it. That works well for me. But I think we're gonna move everything down and get to work in here. And it is done. It took me way longer than I would like to admit. I didn't know what to put in here. That was the problem, because this was floor to ceiling. We go into free cam here. We have this big section, and I know at some point I wanted to use the whole space for something, but I don't remember what that was because that was like 2 years ago. So I made it a post office. We got a bunch of stuff being shipped. We got the postmaster's desk. Some nice lighting. We have a little lift up here, which I'll show you in a second. But it's quite busy. We've got a little seat here, nice art. We got post boxes and some places to like sign things. So you fill out your paperwork, you walk over here, talk to the guy. The reason I had troubles, words are hard, was this is right here, and I know I wanted this to extend out. This needs to change. I was looking at this whole thing that's supporting the sugarcane farm, and although it looks a lot nicer now that everything's oxidized, I think it needs to sit down one more so I can actually hide the levers. Otherwise, you're gonna be able to see those forever, and I don't. No. So, but we do have double entrance, so packages getting dropped off. Maybe we put a boat out here with some packages or something, or the boat's going out kind of situation. But then we also have people that can like walk right up from the train station, because the train station is over here, which also needs an interior, and so does the bodega and bodega cat. Again, different projects. But if we walk in here, as we had before, we got a nice little roof. I can still easily pick stuff up. The chests now fit the aesthetic because of everything. You hear any weird jingly noises in the back? It's my new kitten. He's going ham. But if we come over here, we have the little lift, so we can bring more things up here, and it's just kind of thrown back here like every post office I think exists in existence. I fear they're not that organized. But we have a nice little lift that's automated. We have a lever to bring it up or down, and then the button to do so. I really like putting the chains into the smoker because it kind of looks like the chain goes in here, and maybe this is like a wind for it. But if we go up to the 3rd level, this was really hard to hide because this is access to my meager redstone to make sure the waterfall is working out here. So I would like to be able to, oh, there's stairs here? I have dual access. Anyway, I already broke the sugarcane once trying to put that block in. I'm not gonna worry about it, but we have a little bit more storage up here. We got a nice chair hiding back here for someone to relax in on their break. We have some lockers or some extra post boxes, I don't know. We have a nice little break room with some water and a bunch of cups. And another bench so we can sit here and relax with a table and some plants. I fear this will be a pretty decent view once we get there. I can still see a lot of things that need detailing, but I'm very happy with how this came together. Can't tell I like clutter in this game. I fear clutter brings things together, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but you know what? I respect my opinion. So, I do have a little baby shulker monster to clean up, but I do really like this, especially if I come over here. Oh, that was good bunny hops. I think it's got a good vibe to it. And you can't really tell that this isn't like fully top to bottom. It doesn't look weird with the floor in there. And that was something I was afraid of. So, but I'm really happy that this building is finally filled in. I also started to kind of do around here, but then I realized I'm going to have to do this whole space all at once. So maybe one day we do the whole underside of here. Once there's the building on top of the bank. But I really like it. So I think the next thing to do is to just simply jump into whatever I'm doing in the park. I think I just gotta do it. Let's do it. Okay, so I didn't do a lot when it came to the garden area. I did put in a stone path because the dirt one didn't make much sense. The path would have probably predated the park. I did put in a fountain, or at the start of one. It is centered on this and not the actual park itself. The thing is with this and with this island which I'm building, it means sometimes things I want to do have to wait till I do something else. And that's what this park is. Over here I put where I want to put a tree that kind of hangs over the edge and curves back over. And then I'd probably put a couple other small trees throughout here. But the reason I haven't built it yet is not because I don't want to. I even spent some time gathering resources, that was the wrong one, so that I could. But I keep coming back to this. If I go into free cam mode, I will show you. The edge here is just, ugh, it's ugly. And then it makes me think of down here, because like I want the tree to kind of like have roots that drip down, would then interfere with here. And I would like to do that with a happy ghast, because I don't have one yet, as this is the first episode and the first few things I've done since updating to 1.21.10. Hello? Alright, anyway, he's just enjoying the bee enclosure. It's fine, it's whatever. But I would like to do this whole area down here and plan out where I want the waterway to go. Because I do want to have like a small boat in here. The beacon is temporary, obviously. Well, I guess it's not obvious, but it is temporary. So I'd like to do this whole area in here and maybe a couple other shops in the next one along with the garden area. Because I would like to make this area, like this garden, a little bigger. And so the idea of this hanging over the edge a bit more means I gotta think about the structural supports, and I'm not entirely sure how to do that because I'd like them to match the ones that, again, are down here. And these ones I want to remove. I want to get rid of these. They're not bad, especially now that everything's oxidized. including the lightning rods. But it does sit a little too high, and that means I'm gonna end up seeing all of these levers, which I don't want to see, and then those ones will be hidden by whatever building I put there. And so I think I'd like to plan that out for the next one. So given the fact that this episode is getting quite long and we've done quite a bit, we've done several interiors, I think this is where I'm gonna call it. And we'll work on this whole section next time, because it's gonna take me a while to get a happy gas. And again, this is quite a long episode already, but it's good to be back into the hardcore world, and I can't wait to keep making videos. So feel free to hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.